Welcome everyone. We'll talk about district disasters risk reduction management plan. As they're on provincial levels, community levels, what are my disaster risk reduction management plan is all about. And we will be talking about this in this short video. So agenda is very simple. I'll introduce the terms, the importance of disaster management plan, what are my goals, exact goals, what all institutions or societies or bodies who can help us for disaster management, the initiative thereabout, capacity building, response, relief members, rehabilitation, and probably reconstruction, building back better things. If possible, the financial resources for the implementation of disaster management, district disaster management plan, the issues and the challenges, and thereby. So yes, disaster management has gone a complete shift over a period of years. It is a paradigm shift, if I may say so, from the earlier responses approach, which was very localized and which people would have done it on their empathy basis. But on a current holistic approach, disaster mitigation preparedness, which yields a long-term benefits for minimizing damages which is being caused by hazard per se. So that is what disaster management was all about. It from a very local, concentrated effort on empathy basis to a dedicated, defined, and uh, complete plan of preparedness, which helps you to mitigate the immediate disaster and also the forthcoming disaster, which might happen or might not, but you are getting yourself prepared altogether. So the importance is what we will be doing around it. Many federal government would say that it has made it mandatory for disaster management plan for every state, for every province. District disaster management plan shall include hazard, risk, and vulnerability analysis. What I see is HRVA, hazard, risk, and vulnerability analysis. Their prevention thereof, mitigation thereof, preparedness, measured response plan, and procedures. An indicative list of possible plans, objectives such as, let's say, the district disaster management plan is a guide to achieve the step by step, the process, the approach, the complete holistic picture has been drawn for you to is there in front of you to how to mitigate, prepare, and respond the recovery process. That is what the importance is all about it. The aims and objectives of DDMA or district disaster management plan is to make your district safe, absolutely secure from any unforeseen disaster so as to minimize the impact of disaster on life. The basic objectives, what are they? It's basically having a disaster management under district administration, institutionalizing it, processing it, and probably putting it in the DNA of the disaster district administration. Encourage a culture of district preparedness for every particular disaster that the district might face. Creation of the best government mechanism to handle unprecedented events, instant responses, and probably effective decision making during disaster. There are no bottlenecks for sale. Everybody knows what is their responsibility and everybody has to contribute to mitigate such an event. Encourage and empower local community to own disaster management, and you should always inculcate the opinion leaders for because it becomes very easier then to handle any sort of disaster. District institutions, what are they? It is definitely the federal government councils, the National Planning Commission, the Water Energy Commissions, the Central Disaster Relief Committee. Believe me, modern day life will not be possible without water, without energy. So we require a complete federal government support. We require a national planning commission. We require central disaster relief committees as far as resources and funding are concerned. Then there are various ministries who can chip in. Let's say the irrigation, the home, the forest and the soil conservation, the health, population, physical planning, work, education, agriculture, cooperative, you name it, we have it. These are your different departments as are concerned. Initiative of disaster risk reduction (DRR) is to be emphasized on training, to be emphasized on mock drill, to ensure that everybody is aware about, educated about disaster. We should be having some sort of regularized coordination meeting, formulation of action plan, and guidelines for everybody, including the local community, the local bodies, the community mobilization action plans, guidelines, coordinate between central line agencies, the non-government organization, the individual organization, the local bodies, formulation of budget for rehabilitation and reconstruction thereby. And that is what we are looking around it. Assignments, what are we looking for it? Assignment functions for local bodies. We have to have physical infrastructure. Now, what do they say so? They will be saying about the drinking water supplies and so on and so forth. The solid waste management, the sewage system, the drainage. No, this is what we are trying to tell about it. Remember, VDC is a virtual design and construction. Absolutely. In case of an event, we should always have a backup plan for what should be the design and the construction that can bring back normalcy to the life. If if not complete normalcy, some sort of semblance to a definite healthy life. So we need to have the land utilization bills. We need to have the control of natural calamities. The municipalities would look into the physical development, the land use map, the housing plan, the approval of houses, building. Everything needs to be understood, network cleared about here. So local planning is bottom up planning. Right from bottoms, you place it and we have it. Now, this is what bottom up planning will be going around it. Right from the settlement level, the ward level, the village council. If you have some sort of area wise, yeah, as been mentioned, as an ilaka for something, sectoral subject, integrated planning committee, district development committee or board, district council thereby. Now, what are we looking into? We are looking for participatory planning for at every level, not only from national government, the provincial government, federal government, the local government, but at individual levels. We are looking for involvement of every kind of stakeholders, be it government organization or non-government organization. District periodic plans are formulated following the district periodic planning guidelines, linkage of annual plan, periodic plans to the sectoral master plan as the case might be. Yes, we are talking about financial resources. Yes, financial resources plays a pivotal role for management of disasters, and district disaster management plans should always have the inculcation of the funding attributes. So DDMA or district disaster mitigation funds are proposed to be created at every level, be it district as mandated by the District Management Act. The disaster response fund at district level should be used by DDMA towards the expenses and the emergency response, relief, and reconstruction thereby. So allocation of budget for DRR, including relief and rescue, district environmental management committees established under the chairmanship of DDC president facilitate the district level disaster management activities, coordinate the programs of government organization, non-government organization, the donors, the voluntary organization. Everyone needs to be contributing. This is a setback for humanity, and everybody should contribute in whatever fashion they can go around it. Let me give you the challenges, the issues that has been done at the district level during disaster. What are we looking into it? The effective implementation. Everything looks proper in when it has been documented, but when it comes to implementation, things got array. Everybody are not well prepared, probably, or psychologically they're getting a setback. Implementation suffers. So, can we have an effective implementation of disaster risk reduction or disaster management plans? Integration of DRR, disaster risk reduction, as an integral part of infrastructure, integral part of physical development. And how can you have an integral part of it? Having a second plan, always having the first plan, which you are there all together, and then you having a second plan behind it. In case this crumbles, you have the plan to come forward. So that is what integration of disaster risk reduction is all about it. Central level backstopping for institution as well as human resource capacity, building of local bodies, management of grading of fire brigades, facilities, hazard mapping, risk analysis and land use per se as on when on basis. We come to the critics, the last end of this particular video. We are talking about centralization and decentralization. People might say too much of power being usurped. People might say there might be nepotism which is getting involved. They might say there might be corruption as far as fund allocations are concerned. But this are critics. decentralization, people participation, as in who has the upper hand. Environmental and sustainable development might be a questionable affair because everybody's interest gets chipped in. Poverty reductions, definitely yes, we are looking for it. In terms of disaster, what are we going to do as far as upliftment of humanity, and how do we remove poverty from the system altogether? Tie up with the government funding agencies, disaster risk reduction indicators. What are they? What where the fund have been utilized? How it is helping the society, the community? Mainstreaming of disaster risk management in a local planning process, probably educating them, probably making them an equal stakeholders in cases a disaster strike around here. Now, these are the critics for district disaster management plan is all about it. Yes, decentralization, environmental development, poverty reduction, tie up with government funding agency, and mainstreaming of disaster risk management. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video till the end.